week 16 coming up. I did have to end things a little sooner than I wanted to the prior week. But with that said, we're ready to get back into it. So we did play the Ravens. Give you guys a quick recap of kind of what happened. As you can see, not a whole lot of success on our end. Trevor Siemian, who's in for Darnold, who's out for the season with injury. He throws 2 picks in his debut. So not the best start whatsoever. Aside from that, we do get an interception from Jackson. He does also throw on us though. Running game, not a whole lot of success. DeAndre Washington kind of had a bit of a mini breakout. 3 for 26. Montgomery though, very, very little success. Not surprising though. Ravens are always a pretty good run team. Receiving department, Isaiah Ford, he gets 5 and 58. He looks like maybe we could potentially do something with him if he develops. He does have that size aspect in the slot, which I like. Quincy Enunwa, he's only able to get 35 yards on his 5. Montgomery does contribute in the receiving department, and then one minor big play from Auden Tate. Not a whole lot else to speak about. Shell gives up 1, Linder, Harrison gives up 2, so 4 sacks on the day, and then Adams, Mosley, and Poole lead the way in the tackle department for us. We do get in the backfield quite a bit though, so we did have a lot of success there. And then we were able to get a few sacks of our own. Adams, Polite, Q getting another one. I believe he's potentially at 10 sacks on the season. Leonard Williams also having double digits, and then Jenkins getting a half sack there. Interception wise, Harvey Lange comes up with his first for the season, so kind of mixed feelings there about the way that that week ended for us, but every loss does help establish slightly better draft positioning. Although I would prefer to have as many wins as possible. So we do have a potential breakout potential for Jamal Adams. Firsthand coach, we totally shut down the pass last week, but it wasn't good enough. I want this defense to be the best, and I want to be the best. You know how Babe Ruth called his shot back in the day? Well, watch me closely this week. I'm about to make a huge statement against the Steelers. I hope so. So if we can hold them under 100 yards, or if we can get 3 turnovers, or Jamal Adams has a field day himself, we'll be able to get him. I believe it should be X Factor trait. So that'll be extremely nice to see. We'll have an X Factor in him, and then an X Factor in Leonard Williams. DeAndre Washington will make the decisions on them next week, which will be our final week of the season. And I'll probably be looking to upload that or stream it, I should say, later tonight. A little bit of scouting real quick, and we should just be finishing up our offensive line department here. Yeah, so not a whole lot when it comes to the tackle class. At least the right side is slightly better, and then okay, we're good there. Let's anything quarterback wise we're missing? No, still got our top peoples there. I'm not looking beyond the second round really. So we might take a look at, yeah, let's do that. Take a look at these two as well real quick. Castle doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, he doesn't seem really bad at all. That could be a fallback plan for us. Tight end class isn't looking like it's going to be a standout either, so we are going to have our work cut out for us. We might have to do a lot more willing and dealing than I'm going to want to as well. Switch to Kai Polite out. I mean, I guess it would make sense to probably just stick with Leonard Williams on the line. Quarterback won't matter anymore, so let's try to do offensive line and wide receiver. All right, then we have a few upgrades. Quentin Williams with another one. We're going to go ahead and sync this into pass rush again. And then we'll start, was going to try to get it to 85 before. Pretty solid across the board there. We'll start, what do you call it? We'll start switching back and forth in between run blocking and then trying to increase the pass rush. Nothing else there to speak of. Let's take a look at the depth chart real quick before we dive into the game. So Ben Roethlisberger still leading the way. James Conner there taking over for Bell. Jalen Samuels, Benny Snell there. So they got a pretty young core. Juju Smith, Des Bryant, James Washington, Moncrief Switzer. They had a pretty interesting mix of receivers there. Couple size people, couple little shiftier slots, and then just some overall playmakers. Vance McDonald, feel like I shouldn't really be worried about him. We'll see how it pans out. Xavier Grimble behind him. We know the line's pretty solid. Yep, David DeCastro, Jeremy Parnell, really the weaker link of the team, and then the defense is solid and pretty stacked. Javon Hargrave, Xavier Williams, TJ Watt there. He came in and just started dominating pretty instantly. Joe Hayden, Mike Hilton. I feel like a lot of the cornerbacks I've seen on other teams got overrated just a bit. So the back end kind of seems fairly, I would say, a bit less talented than the rest of the team. But we still have our hands full here. So I'm hoping, win or loss, that at least we get the X Factor trait for Adams there. But I will see you guys after the game. We'll see how things panned out.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is... The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the 37-year-old Ben Roethlisberger, ready to lead the Steelers. And he led the entire NFL in passing yards in 2018, the second time that he's owned that honor.
Black 20. Mike, 44. Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
Opportunity knocked in 2018 for running back James Conner, and he answered. Le'Veon Bell held out. Conner stepped in. 12 rushing touchdowns.
Up past the 30 to the 31. to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Roethlisberger will throw. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker C.J. Mosley there in coverage. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the... Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Here we go, here we go. Left 5. 3, Mike. Here we go. SOS.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, look now at our starting defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. 1 in running the ball, 1 in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
You got it, son.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger, and it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
White 80. 57. Get your swerve on.
They'll look to run with Connor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight ahead power, and they got it done.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers.
Makes the score Steelers 7.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. It'll be the 6'3" QB Trevor Siemian calling the shots, the former Northwestern Wildcat.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That's good for 28 yards.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's Siemian. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice
And we
hit,
take a
boy.
look now at the New York offense.
As we talk more and more about this league becoming a passing league, how about tight end Chris Herndon, the second-year pro out of the University of Miami, had a big rookie season, averaging nearly 13 yards per catch, showing sure hands and really nice moves downfield.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Now the starting lineup here defensively for Pittsburgh. And they're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. From the gun, here's Simeon. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. So first possession, fourth and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. What do you think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal's there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this first down and then continue on downfield and try and get a touchdown.
Like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
And Catanzero's kick is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Big Ben and the Steelers with a first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. From the 30 on second down, Roethlisberger. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Let's the mirrors back and go full strength.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
44's the mic. 44's the mic.
On second down now, it's Connor. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
That's it, baby. That's it.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 15. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Jets will take over first and 10. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't
Yeah,
you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
60 outlaw. 55. Check 55. Mike. Oh, here we go. Oh, ready?
From the gun on third, Simeon. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On fourth down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
3 down.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, and partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible.
Following the encroachment penalty. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster, that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. On first down, it's Samuels. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
53 is the mic. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Roethlisberger now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a first and 10.
Alert 3. Let's Let's go, boys.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Here's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Vance McDonald with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point now by Boswell. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Mix the score. Steelers 14.
That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he loses the football a second time. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Jamal Adams there on the tackle.
Switch.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Yeah, let's go! Target down.
And it's 3rd down.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Hard to believe, but the regular season starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. On 1st and 10, Simeon. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13. He's got his man. This is Tate. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On second down, it's Montgomery. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Now it's Simeon. Hard throw, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. All right, let's shift our attention here to Vance McDonald. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Check. Lucky.
Ben leaves to counter on the draw. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. And the Steeler 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the 41, Roethlisberger going deep here for Bryant. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. David DeCastro, the former first-round pick out of Stanford, gets the flag. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And the Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now it's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that'll push the lead up to 17. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Simeon. Herndon's got it complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Jet 1st down, 18 big yards that time.
Tremendous line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
1st down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Only 2 there on the dump off. It's 3rd down. Now Simeon. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Caught by Montgomery.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Simeon, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Enunwa again the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now Simeon. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will close the gap down to 14. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face a third down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, and that game tied at 7 in the second quarter. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Matthew Stafford's thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, has a touchdown pass. In the game you've been watching, it was Ben Roethlisberger who led the way offensively in the first half. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is
do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Simeon. And Tate's got it. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Stay with your man. He's checking.
On the ground, it's Montgomery.
Run!
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Baby. Yeah!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Simeon. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. Throwing on third down. Stripped. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Touchdown. Touchdown, baby. Yeah.
We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Makes the score Steelers 27.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
On second down now, it's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
First and 10 at the 45.
Now a run with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. From the 50, it's Simeon. He completes it to Tate. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Tight left, tight left.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Big grip, big grip.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it third and 10. From the gun on third, Simeon.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to flare up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready up? Check right. Watch 55. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, huh? Bang, 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 bang.
They'll run with Montgomery. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. On second and goal, Simeon to the goal line, but it's incomplete. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw, Simeon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today.
A 30-yard attempt.
Catanzaro's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So his 3rd field goal of the ballgame brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. To throw again on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's brought in by Washington. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Here's Connor. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
On 2nd down, Samuels. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Let's go, baby.
A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Blue 30. 53 is the mic. Bring it. Bring it.
They'll run on 1st down. Samuels, he'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
On 2nd down, it's Connor, and his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
53, Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 37.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Blue 30. Mike, 44. Hey, pick your game up. 44 is the mic.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. That's caught the former USC Trojan Xavier Grimble. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter.
Let's go.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Roethlisberger now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Connor. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Oh, yeah!
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
Just like that.
And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
All day. I'm coming up.
A shotgun snap for Simeon. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ford. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's Simeon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Simeon in need of something big following that sack, facing 3rd and long. Simeon. Anunwa's got it, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
3 down, 3 down.
Here we go on 4th. Simeon. Throw left side complete. It's Ford. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Here's Simeon. And that is incomplete. He's up 2nd down. Simeon incomplete on 1st. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Simeon. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. To throw again on 2nd down. Simeon. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Single, single. Single, single.
To the air again, Simeon. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They snap it to Simeon. And he comes back with one complete. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points. And we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
After this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field.
Ready? Mike, 26, Mike. So don't say nothing. Tight as Ringo. Tight as on the Ringo. Fine. Ringo.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. To throw is Simeon. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And it's second down. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. Got an open man, it's Anoon. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Let's go. Down. Mike, 60 Pittsburgh. Baby, come on, let's go. 26, Mike, 26.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The rookie from Michigan there defensively, that's Devin Bush making the play. Simeon incomplete on first. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Again, Simeon. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now Simeon. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Sean Davis with a pick.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Now, that turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
The drive will start with Connor. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
At the 27-yard line.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know, when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Again, it's Connor.
Check the backer. Run.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here comes the boom. I see you.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Trevor Siemian ready to retake the field. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon.
Go now. 18 Gator.
That's good for a Jets first down.
On first down, Siemian. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
70 Indy.
Siemian incomplete on first. Here's second and 10 now. Here's Siemian. He completes it to Tate. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important third down.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Get it.
From the 50 at Siemian. And that will be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Siemian. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. All right, let's shift our attention here to Vance McDonald. And this is how the game has trended for him numbers-wise. He's really picked it up. And I got to be honest, I don't know schematically. This is where I need you. What does the defense need to do to get back to that start that they had on him?
You've got to harass him early in his route. Right off the line of scrimmage, someone needs to be there. So it's not what we call a free release where he just gets into the route so easily. Because once he builds up momentum and speed, forget it, you're done. Knock him off of that, chip away at his timing, and then make sure you have a second person there in the vicinity as well. Too big and too strong, usually for one person to handle.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points that low.